Hi Homeworthy, I'm Molly. I'm thrilled to have you guys here with me today. Welcome to our little Louisiana home. Come on in.
You're watching Homeworthy, where we believe every home has a story.
My name is Molly Duncan. I'm an airline flight attendant based out of DFW, and welcome to my home in Ruston, Louisiana. We came across this home in July of 2023. We passed by it and didn't think much of it because the sale was already pending, but then we went ahead and toured it anyways, and luckily enough, the offer did not go through. So I wasn't available, I was on a work trip, so my fiance came and toured it himself and instantly put an offer down. He said that he loved the open floor plan and he just really saw us here, so I trusted his judgment. When I got home from my trip, we immediately moved in. It's a really nice home. It was built in the 1970s, but it has a little bit of renovations that we needed to do. It was mostly cosmetic and not really structural, which I was really grateful for, and he was too, since he does most of the construction work for me. We have been decorating our home a little bit slowly but surely. We have been mostly just thrifting, antiquing, getting Facebook Marketplace finds. This is our very first home and we came in with absolutely nothing, so we wanted to decorate it slowly. I tried to really put love into what I saw and tried to give secondhand things a second life and bring them into our home so that it really reflects us and our style. I have a little bit more of a girly style and he has a little bit more of a Louisiana sportsman style, so I tried to really combine the two. What I love most about our home is that when I'm traveling a lot and I wanted to go on layovers, have amazing time around the world, I kind of started to feel more, as the home started getting closer to being finished, that I just wanted to be here instead. I wanted to be on the couch, cooking dinners in our kitchen, having people over, hosting. It just started to feel more and more like a home. Okay, so come on into our living room. This is actually a funny space because this was actually the dining room, and then the dining room that we have was actually the living room, which I think is so funny because I could never imagine the space as a dining room. I could only see it as a living room. It is right off of the kitchen, and I just think that being able to cook and like see everybody in the living room or watching the TV is so natural. So it is a little bit older of a home and we don't have much natural light. A 1970s home is kind of stingy when it comes to the windows. So this is the only kind of source of light we have, and we kind of move with more of the lamps and things like that and do with what we can. I'll show you one of my favorite pieces that actually is probably one of the main parts of the living room, the very center of attention, I would say. It is our fireplace. This fireplace is over 100 years old. My friend and actually future sister-in-law, Avery, helped me load it into the back of my fiance's truck. We drove about 40 minutes out of our town to a much smaller town, and an older man was selling it. He wanted like $100 for it, and it is quite possibly the heaviest thing we have in this house. There's actually like a huge dent on one of the corners because we dropped it trying to get it out of the truck. I don't know why two girls thought that we could lift this thing and put it into the living room, but we had a goal and nobody was gonna be home from work for hours, so we were like, we have got to get this thing in the house. But I love it, and I fill it with just kind of some different plants. Usually there's a fern down here, but I can't seem to keep the ferns alive at all. So now I have a little fake magnolia plant in here and I love it. I filled it with a little mirror to kind of bounce off the reflection of the light and kind of people walking around, just to, again, add space to a very small part of our house. And then here is our DIY fireplace screen. I have come across a couple antique fireplace screens that were pretty expensive. They were either too expensive or too small. I actually found one for really cheap, and then it was only this size and wasn't big enough for this area. So I said, you know what, I'm just gonna do it myself. I got this fireplace screen off of Facebook Marketplace and then grabbed these iron, or I guess they're brass maybe, pieces from antique stores, thrift stores, I think, and Facebook resale groups, and then just kind of pieced them together. I spray painted the whole thing gold at first and then realized that you can't see through it when it's gold. So you have to go back and paint it black. So don't look at it too closely because it's a little messed up in some areas, but I actually really love it. And I just love that it adds the bow detailing to such a white space over here. Our bookshelves are probably my favorite part of the living room. These are the IKEA Billy bookshelves with one of the extensions added to the top. And my favorite thing about the living room is that every single thing is mostly, I got it thrifted, antiquing, or maybe some estate sale items in there, but I think there's probably maybe 5 to 10 new things in this whole entire space, which I love. I think that I was really able to kind of give a second life to a lot of the things up here, and I love it. I love it so much. This is the original design of knickknacks that I made, and I have not changed it since. All of these things have been here for over a year now, and I still love them each and every day. And then I also have another one on this side of the room. This is one of my favorites. I love the white against the white, since I have some white on that other bookshelf too, but this is a white bordello cabbage plate. This is the actual only white bordello I have in the house. I will show you later, but everything else is the green cabbage. But I actually got it for $2 at a thrift store in Dallas, Texas. They have a really good thrift store in the Highland Park area, so a lot of the nice ladies will donate very expensive things, and I will go and scoop in and get them for pretty cheap. So I love that. I have a print of my college that I went to, Louisiana Tech. My mom got that for me, I think for Christmas or my birthday one year, and I keep it up there. It's a beautiful artwork of the original tile that they have on the cement over there. It's actually not there anymore. They replaced it for a water fountain, but my time at Tech was with the tile, so I love that I have what it looked like when I was there and not what it looks like now. Yeah, other than that, I just really love that I was able to kind of throw in things that really speaks to us. I try to add little things of ducks and boyish stuff here and there, so that it adds a little bit to his home as well as mine. And I just love that the color sticking to mostly blue, white, and green in this part of our home. Okay, so this is Leo. He has come out to make an appearance for the day. Our dog Junie is still a puppy and wouldn't be ready for a home tour quite yet, so she is at the dog sitter. So Leo loves when Junie is out and can have the house back to himself. He is my 10-year-old Berman, and I got him whenever he was like 7 or 8 years old. So I got really lucky with this free little rescue here. Otherwise, he would have been a pretty expensive animal to get, but he is my absolute pride and joy. I love him so much. He's got these beautiful blue eyes, and they're a little bit cross-eyed, so I love him so much. He hangs out all around the house, but especially in the purple room. So I'm sure whenever we make our way over there, that is his room and his room only, and he'll come out and say hello. Again, with the living room, this is my garden stool that I actually adore. I got it for $10 at an estate sale in Monroe, Louisiana. I showed up and it was just sitting outside, and it had a little $10 blue tape sticker on there. And I said, "Are you sure this is $10? And he said, "Yeah." Because they had plates inside for like 50, so I was very shocked. It has gone outside, it has gone inside. It had a wasp nest when I first got it. It has made it through pretty much everything, and I love it. This is something I would have never been able to get such an antique at such a great price, so I adore it so much. Making our way over to the coffee table. I change this up pretty frequently, as well as the books on it. And I just try to keep it with my greens, my blues and white, and just things that you want to grab towards or that kind of reflect us. We have a little print of Charleston here that I love. This is our first trip to Charleston, and it won't be our last because we get married in Charleston next April. So I keep it up here as kind of a little reminder of who we are and what we adore. Yeah, so I got this coffee table from my friend Avery, who I mentioned with the fireplace. She got it for herself for her own living room, and it was just too small. So I happily took it off of her hands, and I'm so glad we did because I love the antique bamboo looks. I have a couple more around the house, and it's just, I love it. I will never get enough of the vintage and brown bamboo. So if you go back towards the front of the house, you'll first see the entryway off of the living room and dining room. This is actually my favorite part of the house. It is my absolute favorite to touch up and change up each season. So I got this beautiful little entryway table from Facebook Marketplace. I think it was like $20. And then I stuck these little cushions underneath here from Home Goods. And I just really love it. I think that it goes with each season. I change out each different thing, but this was a new purchase. I got it from At Home. It is the white ruffle mirror. It's kind of a dupe for a more expensive one, and it does just the job, the same. I love it so much, and I love the white against the white, which I didn't think I would, but it keeps it, since it has so much texture, it keeps it fun, but it's not overpowering because it's not a bright color. So I'm able to change this up with the different seasons for any colors that I've got going on. And I've got my Bordello cabbage plate right here, which I have throughout the dining room, and I will happily show you. And then I have my little ginger jars that I fill up with my faux flowers. I'm a huge faux flower person. I'm not home enough for fake flowers because I buy them and then I have to go on a trip either 4 days later or the next day, and so I'm not really able to enjoy them. I do my best to incorporate whatever seasonal thing is going on. There might be some poinsettias in here at Christmas, or there might be some dried brown and green hydrangeas for fall, and I love it. I just love changing this up all the time. I also have little photos of us and some rose medallion. I have my rose medallion out this time of year, and I love this little part of our wall. This is some little 3 plates that I have up here. This middle one changes out each season, and I absolutely adore it. I take it off and do my turkey for Thanksgiving, my little spode woodland turkey, or I put my spode Christmas tree up for Christmas, and this is what I have. I have my Famille Rose by Williams Sonoma up this time of the year, and I just love it. I love changing it up so much. This is my Facebook Marketplace chair that I reupholstered myself, and I feel like I did a pretty good job. This is the first ever reupholstering I did, and it probably won't be the last because it was super easy. All you need to do is just unscrew the seat and stick on some fabric you like, and then staple gun it back in there. But I love it. It adds an extra chair if we need one. Sometimes during the holidays at like Easter or Christmas, we have a little bit bigger of a family joining us for dinners and things like that. So I'm lucky that I'm able to grab it and throw it in there. It goes pretty much with any room because of the color and texture I chose for it, and I adore it so much. So since we came from having much of nothing in this house and really needed to build it as we go, we have DIY'd so much. I can't even count how many things we have done in this house ourselves. I have a little bit of an art background, as I said, so anything that I see on Pinterest that I need to have that I might not be able to afford that month, I have definitely created, or if I can just do it myself, I will do it myself. My fiance used to work construction, so he has done all of the crown molding, the wainscoting, anything like that in here. And then whenever I see something like a DIY fireplace screen or things like that that I can't get because it's not accessible to me, I will go ahead and make it if I can do it. Welcome to our dining room, which, like I said, in the living room, I can't believe that this was one day the living room. We have a huge window on this wall over here. I think it works great as a dining room, and it'll never not be a dining room. Tablescape and plates and things like that are probably the favorite thing. I absolutely enjoy them. I'm learning more and more through each season how much I absolutely adore changing these things out. I just got this tablecloth from Miss Alice. She just had a huge sale and I snagged it. I love it so much. It's a little wrinkly in places because it's brand new, but I thought it went really well with this time of the year. Again, some faux florals stuck in this little ginger jar, and I have these blue placemats I got at an estate sale in Dallas, Texas. It was the biggest estate sale I have ever been to. I got them for like $25 for a set of 6, and they're really, really nice. I am a huge fan of Bordello cabbage, and I will try to be the one to convince you that Bordello cabbage goes with each and every season that you can think of. It's great at Christmas because it's green. It's great at Easter because it's cabbage and it looks very springy. And then it's good at fall because you incorporate it with the spode woodland and the browns, and it's still just as perfect with the green. It just kind of gives the green color of fall. I have it with some white plates that my grandma gave me. My Nana gave me when I first moved into the house. I had absolutely nothing, and she gave me these little white plates, and I just put them here so that it would kind of be a background with the gold and the green, and then the big pop of color with the Famille Rose. Over here is my favorite part. I keep saying that it's my favorite part, but really, this is my probably pride and joy, is my china cabinet. This too changes up each season. The funny story about this china cabinet is I got it in Longview, Texas, which is one of the towns that you have to pass through whenever you're going from Dallas to where I live in Ruston. My fiance was visiting me, I think during a holiday, it was Christmas, and I obviously couldn't have it off because I am not senior enough at my job in Dallas to get holidays off yet. So he came up to visit me and bring Christmas to me, and I found this in Longview on Facebook Marketplace, and I was like, please pick it up on your way home, please. He said yes, and what we didn't think of is the fact that it was Christmas Day and no one would be able to help him with this. So he showed up to the house. It was sitting outside. I had already prepaid for it. It was like $150. And he loaded this thing up into his truck by himself. He will tell you, even to this day, this was the most annoying thing he has done in this house. I'm so shocked he was able to get all of the glass without scratching or breaking any of it. He only nicked it a few times, and I've covered it up with some furniture paint. I'm really shocked, and I just adore him for getting this into our home. It was really all him. But it's just the perfect style, and I love the color that it brings. I even love the little tiger stripes. I guess they're more, I don't know, the mahogany kind of look, but I love that. I think it's perfect, and I love the hardware that goes with it. But I will show you into our china cabinet. So right now I have my Famille Rose, which is probably my most pride and joy, I would say. I have spent many, many years filling it with estate sale finds, eBay finds, auctions, some thrift stores if you're lucky. But for the most part, I just get my hands on them whenever I can. Famille Rose is something I'm super passionate about. I love learning about it. I love learning about the time period of it, the different colors and what they mean, how old and how new it is. There's Famille Rose, which could be Rose Medallion, Rose Mandarin, Rose Canton. So each and every one is different and special to me in 100 different ways. But just to point out a few of them, I also mix them with my Bordello cabbage. This is my newest Bordello cabbage. It is an egg plate, which I adore because last Easter we didn't have an egg plate, so we had to just put our deviled eggs on a platter. So this year I was prepared in case we do Easter at my house again. But my friend Renee, who is now selling vintage antiques as well, she helped me get a lot of this Bordello cabbage. There was a huge estate sale where she lives in Houston, and she went for herself as well as me, and she bought so many pieces like this butter dish, which I adore. It's really special. I can't believe she found something so sweet. And this really big Bordello platter that I love. This is probably my favorite one of the Bordello inside of here. But for the Famille Rose part, my friend Anna, who's in Denver, Colorado, got me this piece right here. I love it. I love the size of it. I love the age of it. It doesn't have a stamp on the back, so it is pretty old. The bird feathers on the tail are long, so that also shows you how old it can be. And then this is probably one of the only ones that I have with the lemons. I didn't know that lemons came in Famille Rose, but they do. And so I'm so glad that she found that for me and sold me a piece of it from an estate sale that she went to. And this is probably one of my daintiest ones, which is this little teacup and saucer collection that I have that I got from an auction site in Dallas, Fort Worth. My aunt went and picked it up for me because I was working, but the piece of it is just so dainty and frail. I would never imagine actually using this, but it stays up here so that I can look at it all the time. Okay, so this is kind of what I mean by cabbage goes with every time of the year. I don't think this is a Bordello cabbage. It's one of the ones made in Portugal, but it might be Mojólica or something like that. But I'll just go to show you that they go with any time of the year. This is what I do at fall with my Spode Woodland, and this is the turkey one. I pair it with this cabbage, and I just feel like it really goes really well. And then I even put one of these dinner napkins my friend Avery made when she got a embroidery machine, and put it on the table just like that with our last initial that I will soon to have. So that way, I think they're pretty timeless and I can use them throughout every year. I also have like the English Springer Spaniel, since we just got an English Springer, like I said, and I just love the way it looks with that. With the cabbage, you can use it all the times of the year. I think if you're starting a home, green is the best, safest way to go. And then again at Christmas, this is my Spode Christmas tree. It goes with the green as well. But I think for this last Christmas, I did my William Roberts Facebook Marketplace find again. I was so lucky to have found bows, red bows, for the Christmas season. And I like that the green adds the kind of the green out of my mostly red decor at Christmas sometimes. Sometimes it can get really red in here. And then lastly, my sister got me these sweet little plates for Easter. And I mean, it goes perfectly with it. It just gives it I think the cabbage goes best at Easter, but I love using it year round, and it really has just become my favorite thing to experiment with it at different times of the year. So that is all stored in my china cabinet. I probably couldn't fit another thing. When I do get married, I have no idea where I'm gonna fit wedding china if I do decide to get wedding china, but I'll have to get something else and just store it somewhere else. You just keep adding to the collection. So moving on from the dining room and into our kitchen, we have this little bar area. This is probably one of the most expensive items I have in the home, and it was only about $300. This and the dining room table were both Facebook Marketplace or thrift finds. And yeah, only $300 for the entire house, I think was really, really nice. I tried to stay kind of low and on a budget. This again is our first home, so I don't want to go crazy and buy designer or expensive things. If you're patient enough and can keep an eye out for things that you'll love or stay timeless with you, you can really find something beautiful and create the home that you want, even if you are on a low budget. This is also from the same thrift store that the white bordello cabbage plate was from, but it was only $20 to me at the thrift store in Dallas, Texas. I change these pictures up each and every season, so I tried to keep something with the blues and greens of the home since the dining room is filled with pinks from the Famille Rose. This is just a little Etsy print that I printed at Walgreens, and it's just of Charleston of the Marsh, which I love because we're kind of in the thick of wedding planning right now for our Charleston wedding. So I do change it up each year. I kind of keep the hidden ones behind here, but this is the one I have at fall. It's just a little English Springer and a duck. And then I think I also have my Christmas one, which is just a little Santa who is reading. And I love to change these up during the different seasons. I think it's so fun, and it's just a way to add. And then I just tuck them behind this china cabinet for me to change out during the different times of the year. But I stick them in this huge gold frame, and it kind of looks like a work of art, even though I didn't even have to lift a finger. Sometimes I do put my own artwork up here. I do really love to paint. It is something that I've kept from college, so for the most part, during Easter, I have an original painting, but sometimes I do change it out and just do little prints that I find on Pinterest or something like that. We have some glassware that I love, again, incorporating the ducks and the different waterfowl that my fiance loves. Those were thrifted. I try to include my mom and some different ducks down there. This little frame that I got from Auden and Avery off of TikTok. I discovered them off of TikTok. They were lucky enough to send me one of those frames. I had my eye on it for forever, and I love it. My professional journey was a little bit of an odd one. I grew up in South Louisiana, Lake Charles, and I moved to Ruston to attend Louisiana Tech University. I absolutely loved it. I came for pre-medical illustration. It was actually the only college in the South that taught an undergrad. And I was really lucky because this is where I wanted to go. My mom went here, her dad went here, and so I already knew that I wanted to come here. I did all 3 years, and then the last summer, I actually moved to Paris for study abroad. So when I came back home, I decided to go out on a whim and apply to a few airlines. It said that the process took around 6 to 12 months. So I went ahead and applied in September, and it ended up being that I got an interview and got with my airline pretty quickly, more quickly enough than I wanted. They needed me to start in February when I didn't graduate until May. And I knew that if I backed out that I probably would never have a chance with this airline, which is my dream airline again. So I decided to just go for it. I dropped out 6 weeks before graduation and took the job. Me and my best friend moved to Miami and we're there for 3 months. I wanted to come back home. I transferred back to Dallas and I'm finally where I want to be. I commute between DFW and MLU, which is my home airport in Monroe, Louisiana, or Shreveport. I can also commute to as well. And everything has really fallen into place. I would hope to go back to school one day and finally get that degree that I wanted, but for right now, I'm really where I want to be. I work in a big city, but then I'm able to come back home and have a small hometown life. So I really love it. And then directly off of the dining room into the kitchen, I have our kind of newly renovated kitchen. We ended up keeping the original cabinets because we're probably not gonna stay in this home for forever. We're thinking about moving back to my hometown. I don't know, we're kind of juggling it up in the air, but we're really just renovating this house and then we're gonna see where it takes us next, maybe to another house that I can start all over, which I would love to do. I enjoy really decorating and doing it. So my dad came down and helped me paint, take down this huge cabinet we had up here that I replaced for some lights. And then my mom also helped me add the hardware, add the paint. My fiance got a new sink. So we have this plain little white sink. And then he replaced the old pink orange countertops for this faux marble that's actually Formica. So this was a really great thing that we have for somebody who's doing a renovation on a budget or really doesn't want to knock out everything in their kitchen, but wants the luxe look. We did this Formica that's marble and I love it. It works just as well and it gives the look that I'm looking for. We slapped some Amazon tiles back here. So for the most part, this is our kitchen and I just love that I can come home, cook a meal. It feels very light and clean. I love when a kitchen feels light and clean. And then I just stick I always have different fruit or maybe some snackies in this bowl up here, some candy, like at Halloween, we had a whole thing of candy up there. And then I always have this kitchen lamp on. I've never turned it off since the day I got it, honestly. It just gives such great light. And when you're cooking up here, I'll take all the extra light that I can get. A little clear frame, again, from Onan and Avery. And then, yeah, this is our kitchen. We happily just redid the floors. They were this horrible peel up floors that were tearing in every single which way. So my fiance laid these down and it was just perfect. We absolutely love them. They last great. And we measured it perfectly because we only had one stick about this size left. So I think it was a match made. So looking at our bar stools, I actually have these Ballard design bar stools that I got off of Facebook Marketplace again. And then I have these little couch cover cushions because these chairs came from a home with kids and they're Crayola on everywhere. So a lady out of Shreveport made these for me and we stuck our new monogram initials on them and I love them. We're able to get them off and clean them up just as easily. They get kind of dirty sometimes because it's just a high traffic area, but I really love it and it completes the space and I love the gray with the marble Formica. And then if you follow me down the hall, I'll take you to our guest bathroom, which is right here, right off of the kitchen and dining room. It is our blue bathroom. It's actually one of the first rooms that we did whenever we moved into the house. We haven't renovated our master bathroom yet, so this is the one that we use as well as the guest. Hopefully our master bathroom is the final and last room to renovate, but for right now, I love spending time in here and getting ready in here. We just did a blue half wall that my fiance actually did himself with his brother. I was so grateful that I don't have to really contract out anyone. He does really anything I set my mind to, and I love that. And then just some wallpaper I hung up here. It's not perfect because it was my very first time hanging wallpaper, but I am happy to have done it and I like the way it looks really well. We have this gold mirror here that I love. It was also a Facebook Marketplace find off of Dallas, but I was wanting a gold ruffle mirror exactly how I have in the entryway. And then randomly one day, a few months later, a gold ruffle mirror was listed on Facebook Marketplace. So I was so lucky to, one, find it, and two, be able to snag it before anybody else. But I love that the guests can come in here and have a pop of color. I love putting lots of color in kind of small spaces because you don't spend too much time in a bathroom. It's not one that you live in, like the living room. So I love that something like a guest bathroom that isn't used very much is kind of a pop of color. So then after you leave the guest bathroom, we can go into our guest bedroom. So welcome to the purple room is what we call it, AKA Leo's room. This is the guest room, and honestly probably my favorite room of the house. After we finish it, we contemplated moving into this room and kicking our guests to the master bedroom. But I have this Society Social peel and stick wallpaper that we did. My fiance did the wainscoting on the bottom of the room. And then I just have lots of purple, white, green, blue fluctuating throughout here. So we have our Henry Link, I think they are. They're the bamboo nightstand and headboard combo. I actually was able to thrift them separately, I believe. I got the nightstands at a thrift store, antique store-ish thing in Natchitoches, and then I was able to get this headboard in Dallas off of Facebook Marketplace. And then these lampshades and sconces are just Amazon. They're added my own ribbon and fabric to the lampshade. I have these pillows that my Nana made for me and some bedding from Home Goods. We have a little, oh, this is probably one of my favorite things in this room is this bow gold mirror that I have from an antique store in Shreveport called King's Antiques. I absolutely adore it. It was pretty cheap and a couple of the pieces came broke, but I just super glued them back on there. I already had a bow mirror right here that I thrifted in Dallas, but I replaced it for this one because I like it just a little bit more. Will put this one in our master bedroom whenever we do it as a vanity mirror, but for right now it goes in here with the guest bedroom so that they have something to get ready in as well. So in the guest bedroom, I have stored my wedding trunk. This was actually a DIY for just to keep keepsakes in and different things that I will gather along the way from my wedding. It has our initials in it. I did everything myself. I have kept some things in here that I've gotten from my family and the engagement over the time that we are preparing for the wedding. So I have my little fabric in here that I did myself, and then we put a monogram, our new monogram, Molly and Darren Huddleston, right there in the center. And I can't wait to fill it up with like matchboxes or little gift things that I do for our wedding in Charleston. But we keep it in here in the guest bedroom and I'll be able to fill it up whenever the time comes. Another thing we have in our guest bedroom is this little china cabinet armoire thing. We have, it's like a bamboo material. I got it out of Shreveport from a guy who was selling it. I keep really my DIY nail things. I do my own nails, so I keep those in there. And then some leftover plates and scraps that I haven't used quite yet. Some thrifted Bordello colorful plates in there as well. But hopefully one day I'll be able to like move it into a nursery and use it for clothes rather than just storage, but I love it and it fits right here in the space pretty well. So we're gonna leave Leo in his purple room and head over into our master bedroom. So welcome to our master bedroom. We have this beautiful blue room that we actually just finished renovating like 2 weeks ago. It used to be kind of green, and we lightened it up and did some really pretty Charleston blue is kind of what I would call it. This is our Dewdrop by Sherwin-Williams, and it is the perfect color. Again, with the half wainscoting, I love it. I think it's just a traditional style that you can add to any room and really make it into a traditional style home, even if you're not given a traditional style home. But I have this little nightstand and dresser set that I also got from Facebook Marketplace. It was a horrible orange color that I had in here for over a year, and I just thought I was looking and looking and looking for better furniture, and I couldn't find anything I really loved. So I said, you know what, I'm just gonna go ahead and stain it. My friend Avery does it all the time to her furniture, and she recommended me how to kind of stain it and reuse it, and now I'm in love. So we have changed out the hardware to this beautiful like brass hardware, and we keep the dark wood in here to give it a little bit of a warm and antique look to a really bright and blue room. The one thing you need in a master bedroom or any bedroom that you're living in is a full length mirror. I could not have a small mirror for when I'm getting ready. I have got to see the full thing just to make sure that I'm good for the day. So we have this Sam's Club mirror. I think I got it for $150 when it first came out. I'm almost sure I saw it for $100 the other day at the store, so it's getting cheaper. And it really is the perfect place for to be able to get ready in the morning. I put it with some oyster plates I actually got from Amazon. I was really lucky enough to find these beautiful oyster plates, really nice material, and they were only $8 a piece. So they're not available anymore. Hopefully they come back in stock, probably because I sold them out by buying so many, but I love them so much. You really can't find antique looking oyster plates for as cheap as that. So we just updated our bedding. I have these Colfax and Fowler pillows that my Nana made for me. I got some napkins. These are actually dinner napkins that I got from Maxine Makes. And then when I decided not to use them for the dinner room, for the dining room, my Nana made them into cover pillows for the front. So I love them so much. I think they go great with the room. And then I have this DIY bolster that I'm kind of really proud of because I am very shocked at how much I was able to DIY this. This is actually just a body pillow from Amazon, like a pregnancy body pillow almost, that I slipped a perfectly fitting Etsy cover over, bolster pillow cover. And then I added this trim, curtain trim, I also have on the curtains up here, from Amazon, and I just try to incorporate that throughout the room so that it would kind of give the little matchy design look, even though I did it myself. Over here I have some bamboo curtains, or I guess you would call it like a Roman shade, from Amazon. They're super easy to install, and I was able to customize them to the size and specifications of the window that I have. And since I am a flight attendant, each and every room that I go in has a luggage rack. I will not travel without one. They have them in my hotel rooms when I go to work, and then I have them in my guest room, and then now I have them in our master bedroom. I quite literally am never without my suitcase. I always have to have a luggage rack, and I'll put it in every room from here on out. Over here we have our dresser that is also the same as the nightstands, same story. It was that horrible orange color. I stained it, added the hardware, and it really looks great in my opinion. I think it looks super antique, super vintage, and just gives that kind of, I don't know, like Ralph Lauren style to a really light room again. So I love the dark stain. And then I've added some picture frames from over the years. This is our Springer Spaniel, Junie, who's not in the home right now, but this is when she was a puppy. And then over here, this is actually one of my favorite pieces that's brand new. I just got it last month, I think. It is a heron fishnet figurine. These kind of go sometimes expensive and they become collectible, so I'm gonna start collecting these, I think. But I found this one on eBay for like $200, and I'm gonna use it as our wedding cake topper. That was actually an idea that I got from S.J. Bailey's Homeworthy tour. So she used her heron pieces as a wedding topper, and I was obsessed with it ever since. And then I have these Amazon sconces. These are rechargeable, not wired sconces, so you can take the light out and charge it up or whatever you need to do. They're actually super easy to take up out of there and put back in. I love them so much, and my fiance loves turning them on for the bedroom because when he can get in bed, he doesn't have to get up out of bed to turn the light off. They are remote controlled, battery powered. Some more faux flowers that I love. I stuck with the green and the light green to give it to the blue room, but I put it on this little brass bamboo dish and just kind of brought in some of the color and the thrifted styles that I like to incorporate throughout the bedroom. Home to me is just really where you can come to a place and bring everyone that you love together, be able to have them come in and sit down, relax, or come in and have a home cooked meal. It's just really the payoff from working so hard to decorate your home or to make your home feel as a space that you want people to enjoy. It's being able to come home from work and relax, sit on the couch, get into bed, and just be able to really decompress. I just want my home to really be a place that people can come in and feel like they're at ease and enjoy their time here. I want it to feel like they're in a space that they can really relax and feel comfortable and feel invited. Bye, Homeworthy. It was so nice showing you around my home in Ruston, Louisiana, but now I gotta catch a flight, so I'll see you guys later.
Thanks for watching. Go to homeworthy.com for exclusive content and shopping guides.